Oh, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just gonna give it a couple more moments before I get going here. Oh, good morning. All right, cool. We'll jump into it. Ba. What? No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You go off. You go away. You go away. Clean some stuff up here. I don't even feel like this belongs in this folder, but I guess it kind of works. So, loss of the range low with that 4 hour body close. Yeah, I mean, that idea last night didn't work out so great. Huh, huh, huh. Yeah, it didn't work out so hot, did it? Boop, boop. Um, It's fine. No big deal. No big deal for me, anyway. Not the end of the world. Let's see. So, what am I kind of looking at here locally? Well, best way I can. I think the best way I can describe this. Maybe I need a blank chart. Maybe I need a blank chart. Let's use this one. Because kind of talking about this position right here. So, all right. So on the 4 hour, we do have our 4 hour market structure break, right? This guy right here. Not the right button. That guy. So if we're going to expect a lower high for a lower low because we have a 4 hour market structure break, well, then this seems like a pretty logical place to me. This does seem like a pretty logical place to me. And we could be looking at it as almost like a one, a two, and like a three. Three being off the last point of supply. And that last point of supply being this one that starts at 58,237. So we kind of have all this liquidity from here down to here, which, obviously we've addressed most of that, but we've got 1 point left and then up into supply. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Definitely want to see, some sort of shift over here. Let's see what time frame I need to see that on. Let's see what time frame. So I don't have the best of 5 minute structure coming into it. Let me drop this down. Yeah, it's looking like it's going to shape up to be some sort of combination between the 3 and the 5 minute. Um, we'll go from this low, boom, 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 boom. That's where it stands right now. Um, So yeah, just a continuation of this leg, and then if it flips, let's say this is the low, and then it's going to come back up here and set another high. Just if this leg does one of these, um, well, that's going to be a sell signal for me. And the original, or I'm sorry, target one is just going to be to now the same way as we had building liquidity right here. Well, we're now building it on the other side, right? So target one would just be, back down to that low. Um, yep, 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 yep. That works for me. That'll be the most. immediate thing that I will be looking at. Oh, I don't just realize I don't even have the window up to see chat, and chat is quiet, so that is good. Good morning, Rokinos and Jens. That's an interest. Jens. Never heard of. That's cool. It's a cool name. Uh, Okay, cool. So not missing anything in chat. Let's see. Let me go back to this guy because I know we have a couple more ideas on here. So just the same way as I'm looking at, let me go back down to the 15. Let's clean this up. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. And let's move this down to here. Bingo. And we need to start a folder for failed trades. That's what we need to do. I need to do that this morning. So let's do create a group of drawings, and let's call this. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to hit the right buttons. Don't know when that day will be, but I will learn it one of these days. Let's see here. Is that group one is already in there? It's already in there. And then let's rename this group to failed trades. Bingo. That was, it's really just looking at an add to my short there, which it did add to my short there. Anyways, yeah, field trades. Let's get that off of there. Okay. So now we got a little bit more of a clean situation right here. This being that I'll go all the way up to there. It's not going to matter if that's bigger than it needs to be. With this high right here. Yeah, looking at running those and coming down. So let's get that position on this chart too, so that we have a more concise everything in one place. One stop shopperoonie. Boom, and back down to that low. Be nice if it makes it a little bit up further. You see that risk to reward is it's just a little on the shoddy side. You might even want that a bit above the supply. So risk to reward isn't looking super hot on that guy. Um, but see, we've got this. We got this. I think that means I'll move this position to after this position. I'm trying to find the flow of all of this. And then we're going to kick this guy down the line because he keeps being dodgy. And then we're going to kick this guy down the line too. And yeah, some sort of, if I get my way, price will flow something along these lines. It'll either come off of here, kind of down to this guy, maybe get a lift off of Monday's low, maybe come back down to that guy, maybe come back up to this guy, um, or I suppose it could tag that guy first, hit one of these, maybe come down, get a little lift off of Monday's low. Still, this is, I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I don't know if I'm gonna get it, but I've said every day for however many days in a row now as to why I want that. So, fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Let's see. Let's look at some alternative ideas because right now everything is kind of refined to this range right here. So let's take a look at some other thoughts. Let's take a look at that. Let me delete this box. I don't want to look at that anymore. I don't know what that is. Let me go back out to the daily chart and reorientate myself here. So this guy right here. Yep, that's the one. All right, so it's the first one. I'll drop back down to the 15. Um, Yeah, it is, listen, Bitcoin's going to do whatever the hell it wants to do, and I have no control over that. But it may wiggle up, show some initiation above these highs right here. I got a little overzealous there. Come back down for some kind of mitigation, and eventually crawl its way up to here. That's quite possible. Definitely quite possible. And I'm also looking to short that area. Also looking to short that area. Because if market structure is going to remain bearish or range bound for a while, like this high's a big deal. He's a big deal. He's an important high, super important high. That is a daily market structure point. And to me, a break above 63849 is a run back to the top of the range. Yeah, if we get above that guy, that is that is a run up to the top of the range for me. So that is, what's another way I can say this? This is the last point at which I'm allowed to be sort of midterm bearish at. Once we get above that, then well, I'm just not allowed to be that way anymore. So so I'm also looking up there, and that's gonna be. It's not gonna. I don't think that's gonna be this week. I really don't think that's gonna be this week. I think we'll be talking about that well into next week. But if we can stop with the stupid drawing tools. But we'll put it up there. We'll put it up there and start kind of prepping for it now. That way nobody says, "Oh, you're a liar. You didn't think of that already." Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. All right. Yeah, and is there anything down here I'm interested in? Still, I believe that's a no. Whatever happened to that one little 45-minute candle of demand? Did that ever get mitigated? Did that ever get mitigated? Sure did, didn't it? This guy right here. Sure did. Which I think was it was between, let's see, demand and that low. It was between those two that had me planning this guy right here. Yep, it was between those two. The unfortunate thing is it really just didn't play out super clean because of the depth of this candle right here, right? Like I wanted, the structure was flowing. It it was flowing like this, right? It was going. We'll just draw the larger structure in. It was kind of flowing like that, right? Which means I really needed to see price above here um, to justify this idea. I mean, the theoretical entry and stop loss or whatever looks great on paper. Looks like it was profitable, but for me, I couldn't responsibly involve any money until above this point, and like we just barely got there this morning, and what am I going to do when I still see resistance on top of me in the form of where's a tool that I can use in the form of that supply and that high, right? So you start putting a long position where you're getting involved up in this area, and say you're covering this low because I don't see any supply in between us and the low, then it's like I have to get outside of the range high by a mile to even get to a 3R. So, and again, maybe there was other ways to confirm this trade down here outside of market structure, and there was a way to be profitable off of it. Just not for me. Just not for me. I also just you'll hear me say these kinds of things all the time. But this general curvature of liquidity that's developing right here, it makes me nervous for lower. Makes me nervous for lower. If price had done this instead, wiggled around in here, popped that low, and then started coming up, I wouldn't see a reason for it to necessarily come back down there anytime soon. But didn't do that, did it? Didn't do that. Morning, Luke. Morning, Aboulay. Let's see. It's from Belgium. Oh, it's a Belgian name. That's cool. The 4 hour could also be making a lower high. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's kind of where that's kind of where I started the conversation out this morning was due to, is it this chart? Is this a cleaner chart? Can we use this chart? 4 hour market structure was, let's get that little doodle bug off of there, um, was up, down, up, down, and we've got a little bit of breakage there. So expectational order flow would be lower high or lower low. Yep. I do agree with Jen's. God, that's still just a cool name. I can't get over it. That's a cool name. Yeah, that's where I'm at. Definitely getting some good structure coming into there. I guess we could spend some time and say, all right, so in the event, I guess, yeah, I suppose there's something really locally here that I do need to talk about. Oh, man, that's not as clean as I was hoping for. Not as clean as I was hoping for. I want like I always get overzealous with my doodles. Um, I want here or up in this area. That's what I really want, right? But do we have to take every single point of this liquidity, or is this enough? It could very well be enough. That could very well be enough. Um, yeah, that could be enough. So really, it's this idea that I'm indicating here. I'm going to undo all those. That idea that I'm indicating here is really just a breakdown of this leg of price action, right? It's just a breakdown of that leg because of things like this break and this SFP up here. Because of things like that, a higher low, or sorry, a lower high is 100% on the table. So I'm just watching. I'm just watching for this thing to break, and it could break before it gets there. Yeah, I'd say we're about right there, right? So if we lose this low right here, I guess I can do better and put a price label. I am going to immediately delete it so so the chart doesn't remain messy. But yeah, like this 57.450 or something like that. Like if we come down and lose that, then well, then quite likely we're not going to achieve one of those and price is going to begin to roll over prior to that. Um, so I'm well aware of that. These are the more logical sort of stopping areas for me. But if market structure say comes up one more time, just front runs that ever so slightly, puts in a nice clean break here, and I can get a retest off of that. Then my entry becomes down in this area for a drive back down to that low with a cover of that high that formed wherever that high formed, right? So be prepared. I'm just going to remain prepared. And again, liquidity, 4 hour market structure break, lower high. Those principles are all what's kind of driving my logic here on a more macro scale. Just in the event that there was somebody watching this stream who's like, I don't know, I've never seen this guy do TA or whatever. We're still sitting on top of a weak low, right? We're still sitting on top of a weak low down here. So yeah. Those are all my reasons for that. I'm going to take a peek over at a couple of other things like the DXY just for entertainment purposes, if nothing else. And then I will be happy to take a look at anything that you guys want to take a look at. Or answer any general questions. Okay, so my chart got a little messed up, so let's fix that. Why is that low on there? What is this? Oh, okay, I have this range tool on here. I was like, what the hell am I looking at? All right, so as sort of previously discussed over the last bit of time or so, this breakage out of here, which I can't remember if we had something marked there or not. It doesn't matter. Oh yeah, we had like a 90 minute. Um, we had a 90-minute order block that we smashed off of. Am I tripping? Was that not this asset? Doesn't matter. Does not matter. Price is breaking down. I've been looking for it to achieve either some of these lower sections of demand or this overall low down here. So it looks like that's like 100% going to happen now. Yeah, like it's not rolling up from here and missing this low. Like that's not going to happen. And actually, I don't even know if I have that low properly marked. We should probably double check that. Yeah, so we'll split some hairs on that one. Now, in the event that that low holds, I think that's pretty. I think that's going to be pretty bearish for BTC if you believe in the correlation, because I think we could make a rotation really all the way back up to here or here minimum. Yeah, I mean, really, if this low fails. It's going to attempt to hunt this high out. Will it succeed in that? I don't know. There's resistance on the way up, but that's what it's going to try to do when it fails that. If it fails this low, it is going to attempt to run that high. It's going to give it a shot. Um, but then if that low does not hold, oh, did I delete it? Shame on me. If that low does not hold, then we come down here eventually, right? It can happen in a bunch of different ways, but to me, a significant break past 104.048 is going to equal some manner of price that brings us down to here, and I will say the exact same goddamn thing for the next level. Right, this to me will equal this. Yeah, just well, can I stop there? Hold on. Yeah, let's go one. Let's go one at a time. Let's go one at a time. Right. Let's just go one at a time here. Something like that. Cool. So this chart here, I can see creating some potential bullishness on BTC. What do I want to happen? What do I want to happen? Hold on. Let me go back to Bitcoin. What do I want to see happen on that chart? I need it to go down for a little bit, and then I need it to start going up. Okay. Yeah, so I think what I want to see happen is I want to see it lose this low and perform a retracement back up into here. And you know what? Maybe no, that's going to take too long. That's going to take too long. I think I'd rather see it hold the low. Yeah, I think I'd rather see it hold the low. All right, anything? Oh, Euro USD, awesome, man, dude. I almost never get to do Forex TA. That's sweet. Let's do Euro USD. Like what? Like Iwanda, or what? What would you recommend for that? Iwanda, or well, first of all, let's get over to the fucking proper tab. Like this guy. Cool. Euro USD. Euro USD. So I haven't looked at this chart in a long, long time. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. But like, what does BRICS mean? That's my thing with like um I'm just going to admit that with when it comes to forex, like I feel like BRICS is a very relevant subject, and I feel like I don't know enough about it to integrate it into the concepts here. But I feel like it's something that needs to be of concern. So I don't think we really need to make use of the weekly chart, right? Because I don't think you're looking for TA on this as to like, are we going to come here or here, right? I don't think that's the way you're looking at it, or even if are we going to come here or here, right? I don't think I would have presumed that's not your question. So really, what we'll do is we'll just go and we'll dissect this local range from here to here, and we'll go see what's popping off down in that neighborhood. Let me fix that because that will drive me crazy. All right. So, okay. So, first of all, what do either one of those structure points mean? Um, Interesting. Okay. So, obviously, there's a pretty serious situation on the bearish side. God dang, I gotta go back out to the week again already. Yeah, let's establish. let's establish some basic principles here, and let's all agree that that's a break of structure on the weekly, and let's all agree that that's a break of structure on the weekly. And so with that information, we can then say on the weekly that that is a strong high, and on the weekly that is a weak low, because I need to have some idea of, yeah, well, I just need to know information for me. That's all I can say. And then on the daily, can we change that story? So on the daily market structure, I'm just getting myself orientated to the chart here. Comes up and it comes down and it breaks, right? So on the daily, this is your weak low and this is your strong high on the daily. Cool. All right. Now let's start getting in a little closer here. Start getting in a little closer. Okay, so we're still on the daily chart. Let's boom, boom, boom. Nothing because of this external break from the range here. There is nothing that can happen inside of this range that will change this being weak and this being strong. Nothing can happen inside of here to change those. So we know this is weak, and we know that like the this low down here is weak on the weekly. So I have a it would seem that expectational order flow would be to hunt this out prior to hunting that out. Okay, good, good, good. Check, check, check. All right. Now, do we have reasons to go down there? Okay, so obviously we can look at a run of this high um, for, yeah, like kind of an SFP kind of play. Let's drop down to the 4 hour and start to see what that's going to look like. Okay, so that demand, or that supply there, interesting, didn't do anything. Okay, so now what was he saying on this though? Euro, if DXY dumps, that would be good. That would be good. So he's saying, okay, so if DXY continues to hit the pound town, then that would bring this asset up, which makes sense. DXY, yeah, 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 that makes sense to me. But as the same way that I was saying, I'd kind of like to see this hold. I'd actually really like to see this range right here, just continue to range right here, because that's what BTC is. Because that's exactly what I want BTC to do, right? I want it to range here. I want it to take some lows down here. So considering that's what I would hope for. What did I do? I don't know what I did in my DXY chart. There we go. Um, yeah, I think looking for a run on this could be very logical, right? This holds as this falls, um, something like that. Not a forex trader. It's something I aspire to become one of these days. But all right, is there any information on the lower time frames that we can make use of? Yeah, so you almost got to use 10-minute structure here. I don't know how I would feel about 5-minute structure up there because of that wick. Hmm. 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 So we'd kind of set a range high, and we'd set a range low, and the internal high. Do we come back and run that low? I don't think we did. Then we break above that high, and we come back in for some manner of mitigation prior to clearing that, which does seem bullish. That does seem pretty bullish. But, 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 okay, that looked good there. That looked good there. Interesting. I think the best I could give you, my best TA is done when I really like stick to an asset and hunt it like a bloodhound, and that way I'm following its every move for months at a time. Then I start to really understand its rhythm a little bit better. But objectively speaking, you have a swing high right here, and I would be looking for one of two things: a failure on that high for starting to rotate back down to at least 1.085, or or break above that high. And if we break above that high, I do think you will incur a pretty significant retracement. So let's hypothesize and let's say that we do get a break above this high. I think at that point, we're going to be due for a little bit of a larger time frame pullback, um, greater than that pullback was. Uh, it, yeah. So I can see resistance for sure right at that high, but just hypothesizing that we break it. Um, is there anything up there that I love to stop it? Not really, outside of like maybe this guy, but that's a ways up there. Um, yeah, I would say if we show initiation above that high, um, then I think it's going to be due for a little bit more of a larger time frame pullback. Now, somebody mentioned something: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. That BRICS, yeah, that's the BRICS I'm talking about. Just because, yeah, I think I just don't know enough about BRICS, but what I know about the little I do know about BRICS is I can see it dramatically impacting a lot of these traditional forex pairs. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Um, but it would seem a big deal to me. It would seem a pretty big deal to me. Can I get the what button is the select button? Is it Alt? No. Is it function? No. Is it Control? Apparently not. I don't know. Apparently it doesn't work anymore. All right, Euro at D800 right now too. I don't know what D800 means. I wish I did, but I don't. Good morning, Bully Berry. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. That's an interesting one. I should add this to my watch list so that I can start tracking it. I don't mind doing that. I'd like to start tracking some. Let's create a new list for Forex. And then how does that work? I toggle back and forth between here. Okay, no, let's go back down to watch list. Okay. No, I'm going to need to add it to here or I will never, ever look at it again. Um, Yeah, that's the best I got for you, man. It's just uh yeah, I think I need to track this a little bit more to get a better idea. But I'm still yeah, I'm legitimately worried about that high. Oh, the D800 daily EMA. Okay, gotcha. Um, I'm not much of an EMA type of feller. But thank you for the clarification. I surely appreciate that. Control Z. Can we Oh, no, we're on Mac right now. So it's this. That's the button I want. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Okay. That's. I think I've officially. Unfortunately, I believe I've officially lost my interest in this chart. Does anybody have anything else they want to take a peek at? Oh God, I made that thing ugly, didn't I? Clean that up. Clean enough for me. I don't know. Is there looking altcoin? Are you trading in a specific market session? Um, I have to say that like I was just thinking about this last night. Um, I tend to find my best trades shortly into the New York session. Like normally not at open. Normally an hour or two after open. And I've been finding Asia not too bad. Recently, I've found that like Asia has been manageable, but it moves really weird. And London, honestly, has been. I've been tuned into the London Open lately and have been seeing a lot more stuff on that. But primarily, I would say I probably focus more on the New York session. But man, there was a lot of great shorts out of the London session on that. Like this whole leg down um, on BTC, there was a lot of good shorts out of London. Let me go back here. Yeah, so this leg right here. I wonder if we can put on some sort of hey, it wants to work now. Cute. What was that like indicator that Alex was talking about? Something about sessions, trading sessions. Um, well, that doesn't really help me, does it? Do we get like a legend to go with style? First, let's see. What this is not what I want. What the hell is this trade? This is not what I want. Let's try that again. Sessions. It was like by Lux Algo. There we go. I think that's the one I wanted. Yeah, that was. Oh God, that is brutal to read on that. Brutal to read on that. And I don't want. I just want to pull some of this stuff off. Oh, did you? Cool, cool, cool. So on the chart, you name them Tokyo, London, New York, and shit like that. But here you don't. Is that what I'm seeing? Oh, huh, there we go. I wanted to take. I want to take these guys off and just leave on New York and London. Yeah, something like that. If I wasn't mistaken, I feel like in this leg here, London was the bear. So New York got some bear there. London, see, like New York kind of tries to push up here. Oh no, I guess they push up and they slam it down. London tries to push up. New York slams it down. London tries to push up. I swear, yeah, but see, like that, London, 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 London. Yeah, I feel like the London's been pretty bearish lately. Um, but no, I mean, like I try and always be cognitive of if I'm entering a trade during peak hours of a session, that always gives me better confidence in that trade than like entering a trade at like 3 p.m. In the afternoon. For me, Asia doesn't even open until 5 p.m. for my time. So like those odd sort of hours where you're like post, high New York activity but pre Asia activity. Um, and I would say the same thing for like that like 9 p.m. for me. I think London Open is around midnight for me or so. And yeah, so like those tail end sections of a session, um, I have definitely found that. Uh, what am I trying to say? I've definitely found that they are much more undependable, much more undependable. You just lack the volume, and when you lack the volume, you lack the volatility, and then trades get really boring, and you have to baby sit the shit out of them. Yeah, that kind of thing. Slams down, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 down. Are they the ones pushing it up on the last leg? Down, up, up. Yeah, yeah. Anyways, good question. I've never even looked at this before. This is the first time I ever even looked at that. I should probably do that more often. I should probably do that more often. All right. I guess it's already that time that I'm gonna start recapping my BTC chart and heading out. So, um, Perfect time for any last questions or assets. Yes. So I'm looking for, as I'm getting into the recap here, I am looking for a short here. The logic on this short is going to be there's there's a lot of logic that goes into that short. Number one, break a 4 hour market structure. Where was that? It was here. Lower high, lower low. That's numero uno, right? Logic number two on that short is going to be a model two distribution. One, two, last point of supply is your third tap. Um, the other reason for that short is the fact that we are sitting over a weak low and in an overall downtrend, right? So those are all my justifications for that short. And my justifications for the short up here will not be a 4 hour break for a lower low because that would be a higher high, right? That is purely going to be, I'm looking at that as a one, a two, and a three for a model one distribution. And because it is in an overall downtrend sitting over a weak low. So that is my justification for short number one and my justification for short number two. Now, my justification for long number one is going to be a run of Monday's low for a liquidity purge, right? And I do not, I personally do not believe that it is going to have the power to bring us back up to the top of the range. I could be wrong about that, but I just don't think so. I think we would ultimately hunt demand and the overall low. So that is why I'm indicating a closer target on this. I have no idea how high this goes up. It could literally go, right? It could do that. I don't know, but I do see a potential reaction on Monday's low. So I'm looking for a little bit of a lift there, not too much. This one down here is I want this for ST and phase B of a proper model for a proper Wyckoff model. I want this for ST and phase B. I want a sweep of this, and I want this. And my justification for the long trade is the building of an accumulation range down here. And yeah, with a run back up, like I don't suspect the second tap is going to be the one that you get to hold to back up to targets like this. Um, but it could be. So I'm still looking at it, right? I would want the third tap really to justify targets like this once I see initiation above here. But that is my justification for the long trades at the bottom. Brew, when you enter short, can you give a shout in the Discord as Alex and Kyle do with the at here? Um, maybe, maybe. My main issue is like, I don't know. I don't know. I post so much. I just post so much in Discord. Well, at least I feel like I do. Maybe I'm lazy and I don't post that much. Um, possibly, possibly. I have been trying to be better lately about at least posting when I'm going to do it. Um, I get very nervous. I don't know if me and you have had this conversation before, Reapers, but um, I get very nervous about doing things like that. And and uh, and the reason why is I don't know. I've seen people do crazy things. I've seen people. I've seen too many people over. I guess it's years now. Too many years. Um, Abandon proper risk management when they see that I'm missing entering a position, and it quite honestly freaked me out. I saw people get burned because even though I was going short or I was going long, um, that I don't know like what scares me is the person that is um, having a bad week or having a bad month, and their portfolio isn't looking though they're bleeding out, They got a wound. It's dripping on the ground, and then all of a sudden they go, "Oh well, Brewberry's taking this trade, so I'm gonna go ham on this thing," and then they get fucking wrecked, right? Because I'm not right all the time, but when I'm wrong, I lose a percent, and when I'm right, I typically gain three plus. So yeah, it gets tough, man. It gets tough. I will consider it. That's the best I can tell you. I think BTC is seeing some resistance early here because we would maintain the 1 hour internal downtrend if we had rejected here as allowed to your higher supply zone. But I'm behind the video. What you okay? So okay, bully. I like what you're saying. So let's take a look at that 1 hour downtrend really quick. Um, I probably need to go to a clean chart here. Hold please, because I have much respect for your view of market structure, and I want to make sure that I'm seeing what you're seeing. 1 hour. Okay, so he is referring to this. He's referring to this and saying that is your 1 hour market structure point, and that could be the point of failure right there, which would ultimately happen prior to a run of this point or this supply right here. So that's what Bully's looking at. Um, yeah, that's what he's looking at. Here's the one thing I will say, Bully, is that we could both be right. In other words, it still has 32 minutes to have wiped this level. Oh, sorry, that's not what I wanted to do. To have wiped this level and tapped into, I know that's the wrong color right now, but and tapped into supply and marched back down underneath your 1 hour high. Um, that could all still happen in the next 30 minutes, and therefore SFPing your 1 hour high, right? So we could both be right. That's all I'm saying. We could both be right, and we could both be wrong, and we could both be wrong, and it could not reject and come up for a 1, 2, and a 3. That's very possible too. Local break as opposed. Let's see here. Behind in the video, but watching for a local break. Okay, I got you behind the video. He's just commenting, but he's reading back. He's behind us, so I don't even know if he knows that I'm responding to him. But he will get there on the stream eventually. All right, so now we have now that it's 8:30 and I'm about to head out, and we are approaching striking distance of this trade right now. What am I currently looking for? Um, I want to see that low. I want to see that low. Let's delete this. We don't need this anymore. That's irrelevant to our lives. We definitely do not need this anymore. That's irrelevant. This already did its job. That's irrelevant. And that's already been tapped, so that's no longer needed. Um, yeah, I want a loss of 57,690 after interacting with that supply. That's what I want. I suppose we could take a look along here and see if we're building any manner of divergence. I suppose we could do that. I have the indicators somewhere. Nothing I care about. Absolutely nothing I care about. If anything, I would say the oscillators look bullish. But I don't care to look at them. I'm not going to look at them. They're just not relevant for me. Yeah. That's what I'm going to want to see. So like and this will probably about the last thing I have time to say this morning. Um, but you'll see me draw my positions here because that's where I'm anticipating the reaction points to be. but that doesn't always necessarily mean that's what my entry is going to be, right? My entry is almost it just varies from the theoretical ideas. I've been asked to use um, these drawing tools by a lot of people. So I do it to help with visual aid. But the way that this market structure may present would be something like this with a loss of this low, and then potentially a back test into here. Maybe it comes right off the bottom. I don't know what's going to happen yet. Or maybe this leg from here up to here. Let's draw that over here. Maybe this leg comes up and actually gives me some manner of market structure to work with, and it comes up higher in here, and then it breaks here. So it's like in either of these cases, this whole plan shifts pretty quick in real time. It might look more like this, right, where I just see a confident back test off of a loss of that low, and my position may look more like this going into it, right? Or I see that this market structure comes up into here with decent structure and provides me a decent break, my position may then look like that coming into there. These are just road markers right here. That's really what they are. I have to when I make my actual entry, the TA is always shifted since then. But as of right now, it still has to be 57,690. Um, with a let's see what time frame of body candle close we need down there. Are we up to 5 minute structure yet? Yeah, we're definitely in 5 minute structure. We're even at 10 minute structure. We may even be at 15 minute structure. No, I want a 10 minute body candle close below this line. I need to see a 10 minute candle close here. Candle, and preferably not that shallow either. Preferably a bit deeper, and then I'm going to watch and see if it's kind enough to give me any retracement, and if that retracement develops any structure to it. Um, those are kind of some of the things to be looking at. Probably be paying attention. I doubt it. No, I won't be paying attention to VWAP. VWAP will be useless by then. Um, do I want to track a WAP off the bottom though? Let's see if I want to do that. No, I don't want to do that either. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what I would be looking at there. Ah, see, he caught up to me on the video. We can tell. Yeah. He caught up on the video. Okay, good. Um, yeah, yeah. That's where I'm at with this. And, I mean, listen, I'm going to tell you also, I'm probably not going to have an extremely high motivation. For quite a bit of these. It's Friday. You know what I mean? Like things can get fucking boring and flatline and see high reductions in volume pretty easily. So ideally, I need to see one of these two ideas happen with confidence. Probably. Well, I guess idea number one is like right here. So I think there's enough time left in the day that's going to make me comfortable there. But let's say price just wiggles up here all day long and does eventually come up here. But it's like, I don't know, it's like 4 o'clock today. Um, it's not going to be nearly as exciting by that time. It's just not. It's just not. May still take it. Uh, but, on Fridays, um, try to avoid certain things. I actually like Sundays better. Sundays have been much better than Fridays and Saturdays, in my opinion. They have been more better. Bum, 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 bum. And like I said, I'm just looking for this leg to break. So if it happens to have broken, right, I'm already happy with where it's at. So any break on this leg, and I'm going to want to drive it down to that low. Yep, that's what I'm going to want to do. That's what I will want to do. Whether it hits that overall demand as I have outlined or not, Yeah, I'm already happy with a break of 57,690. Let me put it that way. I'm already happy with that. Sorry, I got interrupted there for a second. We were pretty much done anyway, but sorry to just duck on everybody and go mute for a minute. Um, yeah, you guys know where I'm at. Just give me a, at me in Discord if you run into any questions in the interim, and I will do my best to assist with those. So you guys have a great day. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe out there. Yeah, I'll probably have to blab about risk management again next week. Yeah, yeah. Look forward to that. Cool. You guys have a good one. Unless there's any last minute tricks I can perform. Unless there's any last minute tricks. And here's the last piece I will give you is let's see. I'm going to give you this little piece, this little tidbit here. I'm going to go with 58,632. So we right now, as it stands, I want a 10-minute body close below 57,690. But if structure continues to develop, and maybe it's only 3-minute structure, and it continues to develop, and it happens up here, I'm still taking that, right? And what's going to happen is this is going to move. Every time we break that high, it's going to move up. When we break the high, it's going to move up. And then when it breaks, that's going to be when I'm going to be getting interested, which is why this line right here needs to be in alert for low loss or low hit is probably the more accurate description. I'm going to put that on one through bar. But this idea of taking this and moving it and waiting for it to break, I will not do that past this point, past 58, call it whatever, 58.6, 58.6, 30, 24, whatever it is. I'm not going to do it past this point. If structure continues to develop in an upward fashion past this point, I will not touch it anywhere between here and here. I will only start to look at that again once we get up in here and I see a break up in here. So between this point here and this point here, I will not be employing that concept. I will be hands off waiting for this. That is the last trick I shall perform. You guys have a great day, all right?